high, far side. Popped in the air, one hops it now outside the 18 and push forward, and right back to St. Pierre it comes. And now racing up ahead, John Abbott, and they will go out for a throw-in, and they thought it was off. Boudien thought that was off of St. Pierre, and it's the other way around for another throw-in here for the Cavaliers. St. Pierre trying to find a perfect throw-in to one of her teammates. She goes short, and that's played right over. And here is Maroli once again. She's been patrolling the midfield, and she creates a foul off the knock by Grandin as Maroli's cleat comes off, and they will have to wait a few seconds here for her to tie up her shoe. The fluorescent orange and yellow cleats will look very bright in the Montreal skyline as we move along in this evening. Banbury on the free kick. Came up with a telescopic move with her legs to time that challenge ever so well on preventing the first goal for the Cavaliers. And now Maroli trying to work her way through dancing feet that she has. Open space, she opens it up. Tamara Aaron to the right side it comes. Here's Baudouin. Around St. Pierre, that's chipped away. Champlain back on possession. Here is St. Pierre on the left side. And now trying to see what she has. She got three options to her far left. Now make it to the right. Gardin. All by herself, using the zigzag crossover move now to her left, to her right, and over it comes to the midfield stripe, and once more it is Sarrois who will play it down the left end line. And St. Pierre trying to chase that, and that will be forced out this time by DiPrimo for a deep throw in the final third of the Abbott Islander territory, as this will come in from the last third. Grenade trying to work herself down the end byline and played at the lip of the 18. Chipped into the box, one hopper. Look out, Richarli with a chip, and that is off the crossbar, still alive. The cheek in class, and that almost resulted in a 1-0 lead for the Cavaliers, and that will be played out to the end line. Still on a Grenade, and now John Abbott is hemmed in their own territory. Cul-de-sac the pressure by the Cavaliers. Dupont can't get to it. And that was almost a highlight goal that we rarely see on a cheek and class volley that almost bamboozled the keeper on that. But luckily for the crossbar right there to save the day and keep this at 0-0 through 28 minutes of play from Seaway. Islanders go short this time, and here is Amon with it. Champlain getting closer. They're asking the questions and slowly turning the screw against the John Abbott Islanders in this first half, but cannot find that precious opening goal. That pass too strong coming off the foot of Lavoie. And played out to the far side it comes, and now Champlain will have to retreat back into their defending territory, and that's going to be pushed out for a throw-in for the Cavaliers. A running throw-in down the far end line. Gradin all by herself. Banbury, that will be out of play for a throw-in for the Islanders instead. As Amon will take it for the visitors from the West Island. Open space to the far right, and that's where they'll go. Baudouin. She'll now have it on her right. Try to toe poke that through. Ricciardelli right there for the Cavaliers. Godet. The keeper goes for the Cavaliers, trying to assess the options that she has, and she will play short to Perrault, who's on her right foot. Perrault now climbing her way up ahead. A long ball and no one but blue shirts for the Islanders. Banbury right there, along with Blouin for the Islanders, and she will now retrieve her first and look now to see what the options are. Banbury instead on possession. Near side it comes. Champlain trying to close out the midfield territory where John Abbott has had some success in this first half in controlling that area and really linking up play going into the far side. And here they come again with it down the right wing. It goes is Ann. Ann caromed by Serrois, whistle, free kick, and now a threatening position for the Islanders as they're about 20 yards out from a 45-degree angle, and Banbury will have the opportunity with her magical foot to maybe give the visitors from the West Island the opening goal and a chance of really controlling this narrative in the final quarter of this first half. Banbury takes 2 steps back, make it 4 steps back. Outswinger coming in. Into traffic, headed away by the Cavaliers. Now here they come in transition. This could be a 2v2. Grenet, give and go. Champlain trying to work that through. It was a slow-moving play. Lavoie right there. And unfortunately for Lavoie, it will be a free kick as she knocked into Lacon's ankle. And John Abbott avoids any potential threat from Champlain on the transition. And this will be back to the visitors on Banbury's right foot once more. The Premio. And stolen once more. Richard Sardelli now up ahead. Grenet. 3 versus 3 for the Cavaliers. Here's Victoriane in a 1v1 against Anon. She gets around her. Blade back out. Off the thigh of the Cavaliers. Dupont's crosser does not find connection. One hit and the volley almost was on target, and that one had to play near side. The execution was there, but the conclusion wasn't for the Cavaliers. And this will be a goal kick for Blouin. Champlain taking a little bit more of an artistic approach on their finishing product here. They had a volley. They had a chip on the outside of a foot that hit the crossbar. But it remains 0-0. Through 32 minutes of play here in this first half. That's played through Grenet and Banbury, who's had a very busy evening in this first 32 of this opening half. Low pass, and that will be played right again to Maroli. She's been linking up play for the Islanders so far in this first half, done a really good job, really with the narrative of the midfield area, and now with his Baudouin. Small pass right up ahead to Lacombe, and that will go out for a throw-in again. So both teams still searching for that first goal. Maroli's touch. Popped up in the air and played once again by Lavoie. And over comes to Godin. Beautiful pass through. Victoriane's now on the race. Here she comes on the right side and chipped away last second from Cacciatore. And back with this Godin. She'll now take it all by herself around not one but two John Abbott players, and that's pushed away this time by Banbury and played back out into the far end. It comes. Roy circling back as Champlain will re-rack this possession, and over it comes to Godet. St. Pierre on the left side. That goes by Ricciardelli, and back over it comes to the Cavaliers. Perrault. That's popped up in the air and right over the shoulder of Savaria, will now go out for a throw-in for the Cavaliers. Savaria's throwing. Switch of play, and that takes a deflection, slows down the pace. St. Pierre will save it, and now she's caught out of play, and that ball was rather slow coming in from Maroli to Baudouin. If that was coming in a little bit more faster, Baudouin might have had a chance of maybe pushing the pace up ahead and making it a 2v2. The Premio. And right there is St. Pierre, who will play back up ahead and right into no man's land on the pass from Lavoie. And push back to the far side of Kump. Godet. Perrault. Giveaway. A harsh move. Going for goal. 1-0, John Abbott. Bullian scored against the Cavaliers 2 weeks ago, and she opens up her account today on a hash of a pass coming in from Godet. As the back line of Perrault and Godet were playing the interplay one too many times, and right place, right time, right goal. John Abbott up 1-0 through 36 minutes to play on a goal by Bullian. Her second against the Cavaliers this season, and she's feasted against this Champlain team. And now you wonder, does the tension pick up for the Cavaliers? John Abbott looking for the first win of the season and ruining the perfect start for the Cavaliers. Beautiful chip shot from Bullian. And now the little bit of urgency here from the Cavaliers, a little bit of twitch from their possession, as that has really awoken the visitors from the West Island to give them a 1-0 lead. DePremio will take her time. John Abbott in no hurry at all. Take this ball back into play. DePremio off of her back and out of play. St. Pierre back on possession. Dupont will launch one over the head. Lacon. Banbury. DePremio. Trying to twist against Dupont. She can't do so. Dupont gets that ball back. Here she comes down, cutting against the green, 45 degrees, and she loses it in the turf. And back comes to the Islanders. It goes into no man's land. It comes. Nice touch initially by Anne, but right into the Champlain territory. As right now, both teams cannot get a long-term flow of possession of passes. And over it comes on transition. Victoriane finds Gardin on the left side. She's got space. One player to beat. 1v1. And that shot lacked any fizz as she tried to nutmeg Blouin, but did not fool the keeper, who was about 4 yards off of her line from the back crease. Amon. Dupont. Well read again by the Islanders, and here they come back the other way. Baudouin up ahead, and here's the goal scorer in Bullian, who had a beautiful goal from about 20 yards out, and right to St. Pierre it comes. That's unfortunately for Perrault and Godet. They were caught on the interplay passing, and Bullian read it well and got the first goal. Throwing for the Cavaliers on the far side. And the first sub now coming to the game is Tamara Jean-Baptiste. And going off will be Ariane Lavoie, who unfortunately is not happy about that. And perhaps may come back in this game later on in this evening. Rodin. Jean-Baptiste playing the left wing of the formation, and that takes a hop in half by both teams, and once over to Baudouin, who will now push it up ahead, and now Champlain back on possession. With it is Sarrois, who goes St. Pierre. Godet, Perrault. Try to make amends for a mistake with the diagonal pass. Try to find Jean-Baptiste on the transition play, and that's pushed up ahead. Here comes Maroli the other way. Really having a fantastic game for the visitors, and pushed back forward on the left wing. Amon, she's got space and speed. Trying to chip it up to Bullian, who gets tripped up, and around she goes barely by Perrault, who loses it momentarily, and now the Cavaliers are hemmed in. Champlain now locked in on the one-way traffic by the team in blue and forced out by Godet. As John Abbott has found their sea legs here from Seaway 3 and really controlling this narrative in the last 10 minutes of play as we move to the final 5 of this first half. Lacon. Tripped up, crashed of bodies. And St. Pierre right there to move it up ahead to Grandin, who's all by herself down the right wing with two options now to her left, and Dupont and Victoriane. Pushed out Lauren Ellis for a throw-in for the Cavaliers. Possession has favored Champlain, but the most important thing is the score line at the top of the TV screen, which is 1-0 for John Abbott. And that hops away from Victoriane for a throw-in coming up here for the Islanders as we're in the final 5 of this first half. I'm on with the running start. And that will be forced out for another throw, and again for the John Abbott Islanders. No hurry at all to get this ball back into play. They would love to go into the team talk at halftime up 1-0. And you wonder what adjustments they will do. If they might park the bus. Jean-Baptiste now is going to probably try to cash in, going for goal. And that ball was airmailed out of play for a goal kick here for the Islanders. Blue Ann will take her time as we're in the final 5 of this first half from Seaway 3. Given away this time. Ricciardelli now working shot, blocked. Second attempt at the Cherry, that's pushed away. Here's an open space for the Cavaliers. On goal and right into the keeper's mitts it comes. Off the foot of Dupont, who had a goal against Vanny on Sunday. But right now, all the shots that have been on target have been routine saves for Blue Ann. And she will launch one into the skyline of the south shore end of the city. Racing back is Perrault, who will play it back over the keeper as they now will slow things down momentarily and push it back out to the far side. Perrault. Long ball up ahead. Amon will now lightly touch it back out for a throw-in, this time by Savaria, who will go to Grandin. Savaria. Switch of play, and Maroli right there to take away that chance. Dupont with the fancy footwork. Coming through with Tardelli. He's got opposite to the right. Here's Gordon on the right. Chipped up ahead. Off the arm. No, off the back instead for a throw-in for the Cavaliers. As we're approaching the end of the first half with about 3.5 to go. Off the foot, Victorian. St. Pierre now on the near side. And a 50-50 race. That is nearly won by Baudouin, with St. Pierre making up the lost ground, as Baudouin had a little bit more than a length of an advantage, and that will go out for a throw-in for the Islanders, and this time it will be DePremio. Maroli trying to negotiate and author something of late consequence against the Cavaliers. Into the box it comes. Dupont right there in support. And stole it again. Could this be a second chance for the Islanders? And they will play it to the wide side to Ellis. Amon. Long ball up ahead. Maroli again. St. Pierre will keep it alive, but right to the John Abbott feet. And this time it's DePremio. Lacon. Maroli on the right wing into the low daisy cutter pass. Nowhere there, but Jean-Baptiste right there for the Cavaliers instead. Jean-Baptiste will nutmeg. And now with it is Champlain, but Grandin was slowing her pace. And that ball was going for the long view. And right into Blouin's feet it comes. As again, the Cavaliers looking for that tying goal late in this first half. But by the looks of this playing cards that have been given to them, it may not come in the final 90 of this first half. Maroli. Baudouin in a 1-for-1 against St. Pierre. Around St. Pierre she goes. She's got space on the end line. Nice move. Short side. Loose ball. And cleared away, as that was a very tricky proposition on this sharp byline. That could have been disastrous for the Cavaliers, and they could have been down 2-0 late in this first half. It'll be a throw-in for the Islanders. DePremio will have the chance to get it back in the final third. First 30, it was all Champlain. Last 15, it's been all John Abbott. twisting and turning is Boulian, and that will be a goal kick instead. Perrault. Savaria. Champlain throwing more up ahead here with 4 white shirts to work with. Victorian trying to find Jean Baptiste, who was on the inside shoulder of the John Abbott defender. That ball was fizzing. She was fading away towards the right side. Blue Line taking their time, in no hurry. Banbury closed down by Gaudet. For another throw in here for the John Abbott Islanders. Amon. Running start, played through once again. Amon on the right. And that will be it. First half action here from Seaway on a goal coming in from Boulian. 1-0 for John Abbott. We're through 45 to go. What does John Abbott have in their second half reserves? And what does Champlain do to come back in this matchup? Stay tuned here on Cavs TV. Excuse me.
So zoom in, zoom out, you follow the ball on our head. That's it. Yeah. Basically, and don't speak because it's having an outside. All right.
Welcome back here to Cavaliers TV as we get ready for second half action. As we get ready for second half action here from Seaway, 3-1-0 lead for the John Abbott Islanders. On a goal by Carly Boulian, scoring that goal in the 34th minute of play. And now, John Abbott, what is their game plan in this second half and trying to preserve this 1-0 lead and getting their first win in a much crucial game for them and keeping their playoff hopes alive. And it will be Boulian who will get things underway here, going right to left. The Cavaliers will go left to right in the second half. Banbury had a monstrous first half for the Islanders. For the Cavaliers, Gaudin had a good start. Couldn't find the end product yet. Champlain had a couple of close calls, but unable to come through in the clutch moments. 45 down, 45 to go. What do the Islanders and Cavs have in store for us in the second half? And we'll play it back out, and in the game is Bauer for the first time for the Islanders. And pushed off the ball this time is Ellis. And Bauer will have her first throw-in of the second half. Long ball through, and right through comes in the game as well is Verisco for the first time in the second half, and she will now push that ball back out. To the wide side of the court, Jean Baptiste racing up ahead to the left end. She goes closed down by DiPrimo in a 1v1, now working the left wing. And that will go out for a throw-in for the Cavaliers as John Abbott Ch in the game as well for the Cavs. As they make some wholesale changes, try and get some fresh legs and ingenuity from their bench play. And that's forced forward this time. Coming over is Gaudette, who unfortunately with Perrault had 120 passes. And right there was Boulian to cash in from 20 yards out on a beautiful top drawer finish by her. Jean-Baptiste knocked over and a whistle on the play. And this will be a free kick here for the Islanders. And it'll be Banbury who will take this chance as she now will move back a few steps here in this second half. Launching one to the far end. And John Abbott Ch now working her way through. Stolen last second. And recovered this time, but a foul coming in from Lanco. And this will be a free kick here for the Cavaliers. Some work to do for the Cavaliers in this second half. Pichet, who was banged up in the game against Vanier, back in the matchup in this today against John Abbott. Played through, and now with his Botello. Coming in a 1v1, and Bauer will push that ball calmly to the far end and played out to the near side to Lauren Ellis. And this will be a throw in here for the Cavaliers. Savaria. And there'll be another throw in again for the Cavaliers as they are now trying to unlock this John Abbott back line here. As John Abbott looking like they're going to soak in the pressure for the first 10 minutes or so of this second half. Ellis pushing it back out. Serrois. Pichet. Diagonal pass could not find the intended recipient in Verisco. And now pushing in place. Through the ball. Jean-Baptiste. Offside. A nice through ball coming in, but Jean-Baptiste was probably a foot above the line of the John Abbott corridor. And now this will be a Free kick here for the Islanders. Blouin taking her time in no hurry at all. Banbury. Far side it comes. Now the Islanders are making their way through, trying to get themselves a potential second goal to add some more gloss to this lead of a 1-0 advantage over the Cavaliers. Mikowski, and that will go off for another throw-in for the Islanders. And again, another throw-in coming in this time for the Cavaliers. So both teams a little bit disjointed coming out of the blocks in this early part of the second half. Verisco. That's looped over everyone's head. Still in no man's land. And last second intervention by the Islanders. Jean-Baptiste trying to win that ball back. She does. And now back to, it goes to DiPrimo, who will play back out to the far end. And this will be a throw-in once again. Long ball through. Jean-Baptiste can't get to it. And with it now, twisted and turning is John Abbott Ch, who will now lose it. She had a good second half for the Cavaliers against the Cheetahs last Sunday, in which she was coming in, deputizing for Piche, who got hurt. And now here's Piche, who's playing the central role of the back line, and back over to the keeper it comes. Savario is playing to the wide right. Grenay, that ball's headed by Bauer. Bauer back on possession. Near side it comes. Grenay will let that ball go through, rolling up ahead. Deflects off of Bauer's left foot, kept in. Out of play goes for a throw-in instead. A bit of confusion right now with the lines not prominent, which resulted in an extra few kicks going on by the teams. Piche. Up ahead to Gaudette. Twisting and turning. Through ball down the right side. Bauer right there first. And she'll play the safety route instead for a corner kick for the Cavaliers, as Grodin was lurking with intent. And now it will be a corner kick here for Saint-Roy. And a first real chance for the Cavaliers trying to get back in this game to get a 1-1 game. Roy taking a few steps back. Verisco now working herself to the near side post. So around the keeper, she is in front of Blouin. Bauer occupying the near side post for the Islanders. Into the jam it goes, and at a play, it shows. And Blouin will calmly take her time and make sure that the ball will be played short instead. Try and stretch open this Cavalier team. Play back. Here's Banbury. Almost a giveaway. Pressure now by the Cavaliers. Going for goal, and that shot was rocketed over as Verisco caught John Abbott dead to rights on the pressure point attack by the Cavaliers. And this will result in a goal kick again as John Abbott avoids a bullet coming their way. Bauer. Closed down by Grenay, and that will go off of Grenay instead. Bauer with the throw-in. Played back down low, and this will be another throw-in here for the Cavaliers. And it will be Savaria. Savaria looking towards her right. Will play back on a miscue by Botelho, and this will be played up ahead. Again, John Abbott soaking in the pressure from Champlain. Piche will pirouette back over, and here is Savaria once more. Twisting and turning like a corkscrew out there is Verisco, and now over it comes to Grenay. And pressure again coming in from Botelho, and this will be played out to Grenay, and she slips, and unfortunately resulting in a free throw-in here for the John Abbott Islanders. Gaudette. Piche. Off toe pass, back out. Good interlink play by the Cavaliers. Gourdet around Bauer, foul on Gourdet on Bauer. As you can see now, the Cavaliers are starting to pick on Bauer as the target marker for them and trying to exploit that side of the pitch. And it will be a free kick here for the Islanders. Jean-Baptiste trying to dance our way through, weave and bob, and can't get that out the last second, and this will be another throw in here for the Cavaliers. Jean-Baptiste, open space. Banbury right there to clean it up. And another throw in coming up for the Cavaliers, coming in from John Abbott Ch once more. Verisco storming away through is Ricciardelli. Roy deflected and right into Blouin's hands it comes as we're through 10 in this second half. And again, nothing coming up for diamonds for the Cavaliers in the second half. Off the shin of Mikalski. She's knocked over. Roy will kung fu that pass up ahead to Jean-Baptiste on the turn. And that ball, unfortunately, did not find the target marker that she wanted, as she had Grenay to her right, and Champlain had numbers in their favor. And that's launched back in. Around Roy it comes. Takes a funny bounce back into the Abbott territory, and out to the near side it comes over to Ellis. Turning around, and now here come the Islanders going the other way. Ellis down the left wing in a 1v1. Knocked over, free kick. Savario will be called for that foul, and will that be yellow? Yes, it will be indeed. And this will be a free kick from a very sumptuous position on the pitch from about 20 yards out at a 45-degree angle. And now a chance to add maybe an insurance policy for the Islanders here in the second half with Ann on the ball. We should go for glory. We should go for an execution of a pass and try to find the recipient in blue. And takes 3 big steps back. Deep breath. Going for goal and a routine save right there. The glory was there, but the goal isn't. And it remains 1-0 for the Cavaliers. Given away. Here's Ann once more. Ellis, or I beg your pardon, Mikalski, rather beg your pardon on that, and now go off for another goal kick here for the Cavaliers. Champlain needs to figure out something here. And able to unlock the John Abbott riddle of what they've presented to them so far, as the Islanders have changed the questions continually on the Cavaliers when they think they have the answers. And this will go off for another throw-in again for the Islanders on the far side. The Premio on it. Slow burn to the second half by either side. Not much of a flow yet, but you would imagine that by the time we hit the 60-minute mark at the half an hour left in this matchup, we'll see a little bit more of a dare from the Cavaliers to take more chances in the second half. And here's Jean-Baptiste racing up ahead, trying to apply the pressure. She wins the ball back around to Premio, and now she will snake her way through over to Sarah Roy in the open space in the midfield area. Down to the wide side it comes, and it goes right by Savaria. And again, Champlain just looks a little bit disjointed in the midfield, attacking the end of the pitch. Bauer on the throw-in. Here's Bauer again, closed down by Grandin. Bauer trying to protect the ball. That goes out of play for another throw-in here. Quickly played up ahead. Botelho in the box. She comes against Banbury. Into the 6. Loose ball. Grandin, goal! 1-1. On a miscue by John Abbott, Grandin catches in and punches the Islanders 1-1 after 59 minutes of play on a beautiful curl by her with her left foot. And she knew the moment they left her foot, we were tied back at parity here at Seaway 3. It all started on the Bauer miscue, and then things got very edgy and twitchy for the Islanders, and now we're back to parity in this matchup. And what do the Islanders have and try to come back with a counter punch in the second half with this score in the line now at 1-1? Do they have it in them to find a second goal? And Champlain looking like they found their sea legs in the last 45 seconds of play. Marisco played over. Lacon. Here she is. To the wide side it comes. Bauer on the one hop will push that ball up ahead to Ellis. Piché read that well. Grodin trying to get that through. Roy does. Here is Verisco trying to move that ball up ahead, and as she dances up to the wide side, up ahead to Gemma Pelletier. And ended by Ann to the far end and comes for the Islanders. So the John Abbott Islanders trying to find their way back in this game here. 1-1 from Seaway 3. Roy from the circle. Switch of play far side to the near end. And Grodin pushed off the ball. Long ball through. And almost pushed through by Savaria and played back out to the far end and comes. Ellis, nice move around Grodin. And she nutmegged her own player in Boulian on that, and that goes back to the keeper. Still 1-1. And played back down. Here's Ellis once more. Clash of bodies, play on. Boulian, and now a whistle, and this will be a free kick instead for the Islanders. Free kick from about 38 yards out, and it will be Banbury on the free kick. Last second instructions. What does Banbury have in her bag of tricks to potentially give the Islanders a 2-1 lead? A one hopper, almost a tricky proposition right there. And this will be quickly played up ahead. Right through, and Banbury right there to clean up the mess as she's now being forced back out. And now knock of bodies, and this will be a free kick again for the Islanders here in this second half. Banbury once again on the ball. She's got Ann to her far left, a queue of about 4 blue shirts to her right. She'll go to the right end of the field, over everyone's head, racing to the end line. It comes, saved at the nick of time, this time by Mikalski. And this will be a throw-in for the Islanders. Sub now, coming back, the name is Maroli. As John Abbott realizing that Maroli was quite influential from the midfield territory, and she's now back in the game. So what does Maroli have with the fresh legs coming into this final 28 minutes of play in this 1-1 affair? Another throw-in again for the Islanders in the last third. Looking for a seam here, the John Abbott Islanders. Can they find it in this sequence? Back heel pass to the far end. That's blocked off by Savaria. She's trapped by 3 blue shirts now. John Abbott applying the pressure. That's blocked again, and that'll be a deeper throw-in once again for the Islanders. With it once more is Lacon. Jean-Baptiste on her right hip. Into the box it comes. Could this be the chance for the Islanders? On the byline it comes. Deflected out for a corner kick. So John Abbott showing a little bit more bite in the last minute and a half or so, as they gave up a goal about 4 or 5 minutes ago, and now they get a corner kick coming up the feet of Coralie Boulian. High into the sky. And unable to come through on the right angle on the corner kick. Vanny did score a corner kick in the second half against Champlain to tie it up at 1-1. But this time, this edition of the visitors could not get that through. Pichet, long ball up ahead. Morelli once again on the ball, twisting and turning, facing up against the Champlain defending of Savaria. And a slide tackle by Pichet, well timed. And out of play it goes, as Lacombe did not see it. And she's feeling the ill effects of that. And it'll be Bauer on the throw and coming up here for the Islanders. And then John Abbott bench not happy about that, thinking that should have been a foul against Pichet. Banbury steals that ball, gliding their way through, and here she is once more in the eye of the storm of the Champlain formation. She sneaks her way through, and that ball was too far wide for DePremio. And it'll be a throw-in coming up for the Cavaliers on the far end. Jean-Baptiste. And that will be another throw-in coming up again for the Cavaliers, part two. And it will be John Abbott who will take it once more. And it'll be part three once again for the Cavaliers. Almost Groundhog's Day on that throw-in. Jean-Baptiste knocked over. Play on, referee says. And it will be a fourth throw-in in the last 30 seconds of play for the Cavaliers. John Abbott once again on the ball. Moved up ahead, laid down low. Lacombe. And now the pressure's on once more. Lovely turn by Gaudette as she bamboozled the Abbott attacking front on that. And now Roy took her eyes off the ball, caught in two minds, and going right back into the Champlain end it goes. And it will be Savaria. And this will be a throw-in once more. Bauer on the throw-in. And here is Bauer once again from the pass from Lacombe. Nice turn by Bauer. Bauer trying to find her way through and now pushed up ahead. Champlain back in now with his Morelli. And that will go out for another throw-in for the Cavaliers. Champlain, we're only to get a single point in this game here. That would bring them up to 8 for the season at 2 wins, 2 draws. And most certainly that might take him out of second place going to the weekend's action. For John Abbott, a win is needed. A tie would keep them in range, but a win would be much more of a sweet taste for them going into the weekend, knowing that their playoff hopes would still be alive. Off the ricochet comes, out of play it goes. And be another throw-in this time for the Islanders here. Bauer looking now towards her right and now towards her left, trying to see what options are available for her. And that's launched into the air. Turning around this time is Boulian. And now won by the Cavaliers, by the Islanders. And now to the end line it comes, and well defended as Mikalski was right there. And now played out to the near side. Out of play for a throw-in once more. Bauer again on the throw-in. Try to go furthest. That will be out again for another throw-in for the Islanders here, as we got a little bit more than 23 minutes to go in this second half. Bauer once more. And whisked away by the Cavaliers and played back out once again. Grodin, quiet since the goal, as she's playing a little bit more deeper than before for the Cavaliers. Tail of the tape right now. Feels like Champlain has grown slowly into the second half, and John Abbott trying to find themselves a priceless second goal to maybe put more pressure on the Cavaliers. But they have not been able to gain any sequence of a play or action here. And that goes out of play once more for another throw in here for Bauer and the Islanders. headed back down. Maroli fired back in. Bauer has been the target marker for the Cavaliers in the second half. And now dancing and weaving their way through is Lacombe. Maroli at the lip of the 18. And Mikowski's opportunity to not go through cleanly. And back with it are the Cavaliers once again. Grodin now finds the outlet. Roy, Grodin, Savaria, long ball. Botillo overhead. Bauer will get to it. Now push back up again. Still with his Maroli. Grodin, one-touch passing galore by both teams. And now coming through, Jean-Baptiste applying the pressure, but Banbury looking like Virgil van Dijk out there. Simply calm, but she just gave it away right there. Grodin looking for her second goal. Can they punish them? Foul, play on, referee says. And the Champlain bench not happy about that. And here they come back in. Switch of play to the far side. And that's pushed back out to the near end. Jean-Baptiste. And she gets that pickpocketed from her feet. And over it comes here to Anne. Anne trying to protect the ball. And now we'll go out to play for another throw-in for the Islanders. Bauer on the throw-in coming up. Here's Bauer. Back out it comes. To the circle it goes. Jean-Baptiste there for the Cavaliers. And this will be played back over once again to Ricciardelli, who's had a very quiet second half for the Cavaliers. 20 to go in this game. Pichet. Daisy cutter pass. That opens up the Islanders. Could this be the opportunity? Grodin try to split through two. She does on her left. One more to beat. And a great slide tackle coming through by Banbury. And she is down on the ground in pain. And Champlain incensed by that, asking questions on whether or not that should have been a foul. And Grodin still on her back, slow to get up and in an offside position. And not happy are the Cavalier bench. And Banbury might have gotten away with one, but again, she has timed her tackles ever so cleanly, and this was a 50-50. And Grodin is getting a lecture from the referee, a warning about what has happened. Grodin explains to her that she got tackled, referee's having none of it, and she gets a yellow for it. So an insult to injury. Not happy about that. And she's going to the books with 19 to go. And what does Champlain do to avoid her getting a second yellow, as she might be a little bit more edgier than before? And now it appears a yellow will be given to the Champlain bench, to multiple players included as well. And this has definitely unraveled from a mental perspective for the Cavaliers, as the Champlain bench started to question the officiating and whether or not there should have been not one but two PKs given to the Cavaliers, and that was not called on either end. And the frustration starting to build up here for the home side. And for the John Abbott Islanders, could he cash in on this potential moment here? It has been easy in the eye at times, but not so much for the Cavaliers. And now Dupont will come back in for Jean-Baptiste. And Grodin not happy still, a little bit vexed by what has transpired on the non-call. And Dupont back in the game for the Cavaliers. She'll now go to the left side of the formation. Bauer will push that up quickly, and that we played up ahead. High kick, play through. Verisco. Dupont on the attacking intent down the left side. She stiff arms her way through around DePrimo, and now into the box comes in the end line. First touch, out of play. And this will be a corner kick instead. So for Roy, a chance now for the Cavaliers. They are starting to ask more questions of this John Abbott back line. Could John Abbott potentially dodge another bullet here in this second half? In-swinger coming in. Running start for the Cavaliers. High into the sky. Header is wide to the near post. And this will be a goal kick coming up for the Cavaliers here from Seaway. Given away once more to Paul, and that goes off her ankle for another goal kick for the Islanders. And you wonder for Blouin, she might actually option the idea of going for a deeper kick than the short pass as she did the last few times. And she'll play to the left side and goes over to Banbury. On her left, back pass off the ricochet coming in. Open space now for the Cavaliers. Trying to work their way through. Verisco will get that taken away from her by not one but two John Abbott players. And now on the transition is Mikalski. Godet. And right over it comes to Anne. Here is Sarah Roy. And Piche will circle back once more, and now we'll look to assess her options at the circle. To the left side it goes, and that is walled off once again by Guillemette. And now on the header, trying to work their way through and giving away. Here is Dupont, twisting and turning. Pirouettes her way through, losing the possession. Verisco can't get to it. Slide tackle does. Foul instead. As now things are starting to get a little bit more juicier and chippier on the pitch with a quarter of an hour to go in this matchup. And John Abbott about to make a double sub. Duga Diakante will come in along with and play back out. Headed back down again. Grodin. Down to 1v1 against Bauer. Grodin. Race foot for foot and a knockover once more. This will be a throw-in instead for the Cavaliers. And Grodin is a little bit slow to get up, as Bauer and her went pace for pace. And Grodin is slow to get up, and you wonder if she might have run her race in this game here, as she will power on in this second half. Fresh legs for John Abbott. Whistle from the referee. And they'll redo that throw in once more. And that pass too out of reach for Grodin. And another throw-in coming up here for the Islanders. And they are in no hurry at all. Guillemette. It feels like that John Abbott wouldn't mind taking the split of points at minimum. A win would be more desirable, obviously, but at the rate they're going right now, they have not had any attacking intent in the second half against the Cavaliers. If they were to split points, it might feel like a victory for them away from home. And now here they come. Could this be the chance for them? Lovely turn this time coming in from Anne. And she couldn't get the finished product on that. As Grodin and Bauer collided momentarily here. And Bauer a little bit limping right now on the left side. Over everyone's head. And Banbury now being put to the pressure points. Coming through, working their way through. Banbury will knock over Botelho, and she gets knocked over herself. This will be a throw coming up for the Cavaliers. Grodin now working with a little bit more urgency than before the Champlain Cavaliers. That takes a ricochet off the back of a John Abbott player out of play, this time coming up for another throw-in as Diakaniti cannot get that ball out cleanly. Savaria. And that's pushed down once more off the fence. Another throw-in again for the Cavaliers. Savaria will take her time this time. Open space for Ricciardelli, and now played back out to the open end. Knocked over once again. Pushed away by Godet. To the left side it comes, and with it as the Islanders are now pushing it back in transition. Slide tackle works momentarily to stop the flow of Blue Islander uniforms going down, and this will be a throw-in once more. Short passing link from the Cavaliers, given away. Roy will loop one up ahead. And now numbers in favor for the Cavaliers. They can go on a 4-on-3 if they work it properly. Through ball coming in. Blew it off her line and will sweep it away like a sweeper keeper on the pitch. DePremio. Knocked over his Roy. Morelli couldn't get that for the Islanders, and back over it comes to Godet. Here's Pichet. Pichet, long ball. And in between goes right to Banbury and Bauer. And Blouin will just dive on that ball, trying to kill off a few more seconds here. As, again, it looks like the Islanders are playing for the 1-1 conclusion. Try to hold on to this point, which would give them 2 for the season. Grodin splits through. Space to work with here. Botillo. Roy chips one up ahead. Banbury heads it back down. Roy arm locking this time with Lacon, and that will be a free kick instead for the Islanders with 10 to go in this ball game. And Banbury will see what is available for a passing target. And she will launch it into the skyline and play it back over once more. And Roy. Botillo. Morelli will get it back in safety, and it comes over to Lacon. And out of play goes for another throw-in for the Cavaliers. Could late goal drive be in the works for either side? And Bauer gave an elbow to Grandin in the ribcage area, and it's a little bit of a winded process right there. And it'll be a free kick instead for the Cavaliers. Far out, looking for some sort of deflection coming in for Sarrois. Roy taking about 3-4 paces back. Launching one into the lip of the 18. Played through, deflected, loose ball, played up ahead once more. And raising back is Savaria. And she gives it away to Anne. 4-on-3 for the Islanders, trying to get that ball through Baudouin. And that is going to be poked away by the Cavaliers to the near side it comes. Bauer against Grandin, helping along the way, this time from Lacon. Bauer knocked over momentarily. Botelho, Grandin against Bauer. Grandin getting the turn on the byline into the 6, and Blouin right there. 2 white shirts were in the area, but could not get the correct address of the goal-scoring attempt. And it appears Ariane Lavoie will come back in the game, along with Victoriane as well. To the left end it comes, and now Abbott on the attacking end. And they slip on that and play back out to the left side. With it is John Abbott Ch. Up ahead, they got numbers, 3 versus 3 for the Cavaliers. Dupont now racing up ahead to the left end. One player to beat. She beats it down to the end line, into the 6, and Blouin right there. Out of play it goes for a goal kick. A little too much spice on that run. And this will be double sub here for the Cavaliers. As Gronet will go off as her races run. And back in the game will be Lavoie along with Victoriane as well. Played back into the Cavaliers' feet. Lavoie trying to make amends, trying to get around Banbury. She does. Loose ball, go for goal, and right there is a save. Victoriane did not get enough fizz on that shot. And this will be right into Blouin's hands as she will launch one back out over to Maroli. John Abbott Ch will let that go out of play for a throw-in for the Cavaliers. Over everyone's head and right over it comes to Lancon. And that will go out for Lancon did not get that cleanly, and that will go out for a throw-in for the Islanders here with 5 to go in this second half. Played over, Baudouin. End line it comes. Here is Gaudette. And that will slither out for another throw-in for the Islanders. Could they pull off the ultimate smash and grab and get the full 3? Don't. And again, Champlain hemmed in. Here come the Islanders onside, slide tackle, play on. John Belcher was very lucky that did not create contact with the shirt in blue. And now another throw coming up here for the Islanders. Header, and that is lacking the purchase and punch. And right now, John Abbott looking to hold on here for this 1-1 game from all the looks of it. And that's forced out of play for another throw-in again. It'll be Bauer instead who will take that throw-in for the Islanders against the Cavaliers. It'll be a throw-in once more for Bauer. As once again, Champlain, knowing they might have 1 or 2 more chances at best in this matchup. John Abbott really squeezing the life of this matchup of its air. And this will be Champlain possession. Champlain playing with a little bit more urgency than before, trying to get themselves that second goal. And that will go off for another throw and off the foot of Banbury. Savario will play back quickly in. Here's Savario. Over it comes to Ricciardelli. And a whistle, free kick coming up for the Cavaliers. Could this be maybe the last roll of the dice of quality for the Cavaliers? Waugh assesses the ball, finds the sweet spot, looking for the sweeter goal instead. 2-man wall for the Islanders, 10 yards out. Everyone back for John Abbott. Waugh trying to spin the wheel and get herself a deal of a goal. Far corner, headed away, ricochets. Dupont blocked, handball, no. Referee says play on. Fans with the pantomime reaction, not happy about that. Final 2 minutes to go in this game. That's played wide open. Victoriane's pass right to Banbury. Pichet. One knocked over, whistle, and this will go in favor of John Abbott. And now a yellow card will be given instead to Lavoie. And Lavoie a little bit surprised by that and not happy about that. So not too sure what had transpired with her to get a yellow, but now John Abbott on the ball and be Banbury once more. Banbury getting last second instructions. Pichet. Victoria Ann's got space to work with. Now she's pushing up the pace. And Banbury right there to ease the waves back out of play once again for the Cavaliers. Off the shoulder of Lavoie. Savaria. First touch failed her. Second touch does not get to her. And this will be another throw-in again for the Cavaliers. Bauer. Trodelli. Looped in the air. And now the Islanders back in transition with Ann, and that's snuffed out. John Abbott still in possession as we're in injury time here in this matchup. And Ann's got space on the left side. Could this be the chance to win it? And got it! An own goal. A hash of a mistake by Champlain and a potential smash and grab by John Abbott to get their first win late in this matchup. Champlain sucker punched by John Abbott, and the Islanders are on their way to the full three and keeping themselves in the playoff conversation. Tight end. Does not care how that goal went off of who. The end line is that it is now a 2-1 lead for the visitors from the West Island. And for Champlain, they have no idea what rocked them. And now we're in Reading here late in this matchup. 2-1 lead for the visitors. And now Champlain need to really be lax action hero here in the second half. What a moment here for the Islanders if they do hold on to win this game. They would keep themselves strongly in the conversations for the playoffs. A chance. Blouin right there on a two-hopper from Dupont. And Champlain will come up empty-handed from the looks of it now in this situation. A freaky goal by the Islanders, but John Abbott doesn't care. They got the 2-1 lead, and they may look for a third to add the insurance policy, and that won't be the case. Champlain will need to move this pace up ahead. Dupont will get the ball for another throw in here in this final few minutes of play. Trodelli, launching one. Loose ball, and oh my, the touch was not there for Lavoie. She was not expecting that. As she got into a forensic touch on her toenail, we might be tied at 2-2. And space to work with. Morali. And now the Islanders, no hurry at all, playing keep away in possession of this ball. Morali to the far side it goes. They'll bring it out to the corner stick, and they'll play it instead on a one hit from Ann. Loose ball, and play back out once again. Victoria Ann. Play through again by Lacton. Through ball, Ann is right there. Keeper comes off her line. Low ball coming in. Could this be the last roll of the dice for the Cavaliers? John Peltier. Here comes John Peltier. Back over it comes to Marisco. And forced out for another throw in again. Dupont. John Abbott screaming for the whistle to be blown. Champlain looking for one more chance. Dupont. Could this be the last action here? It is. John Abbott pulls off the smash and grab and get themselves a 2-1 victory over Champlain. And a massive win for the visitors. And they now improve their record to 1-2-1. Champlain drops to 2-1-1 and opens up the playoff race for the top end seeds and the bottom end seeds. A massive win for the Islanders as they win this game 2-1 on a late free goal. And now Champlain are left to wonder what if. And for the John Abbott Islanders, they're going to enjoy the night as they get their first win of the season and a massive one at a critical juncture of the season. Stay tuned here on Cavaliers TV for the second half of the game.